Okay, we're going to just take a little step out of parabolas and look at a circle, because this really is the only place that this fits in this, in this course. So we need to talk about the equation of a circle and its parts, and we need to be able to write the equation in standard form. All right, so the standard form of an equation for a circle looks like this. Now, this should be pretty familiar to you from last year when you would do this. HK is the center. Just like in our parabola, we switch the signs. The difference is they're both squared because it's a circle. Okay, and then the radius over here, we identify the radius squared, what it's all equal to. Okay, so if you're looking at this particular equation, the center is 3, 4. The radius is 9. Here the center is 5, negative 8. And the radius is 4. Here the center is negative 2, 6, and the radius is radical 12. And if you reduce that, it's 2 radical 3. Here it's negative 1, negative 7. Again, radical 18. 9 and 2, so it's 3 radical 2. So as you can see, pretty straightforward here. If there isn't one, that means that coordinate is 0. And here, if they're both have no number added or subtracted to them, it is the origin. And radical 48, that's a great one because it's 16 and 3. So it's 4 radical 3. Okay, if we want to write the equation, I'm not doing all these, but I'd like you to try some of them. So if we actually write the equation, remember it's x minus 2 squared. So when you plug it in, this is your x, that's your y, and you change their sign. Plus y plus 3 squared equals the radius squared, or 16. Just quickly try the rest of these out. I'll probably ask you a question on them. If we do this one here, number 5, x plus 6. Why did you put all these in, Miss Bear? I don't know. I just did. Okay, and then this is 2 radical 3 squared. Just want to make sure you understand how to square these. So this would be x plus 6 squared plus y squared equals, and then 2 radical 3 squared is 4 radical 9. It's not a binomial. It's a single entity. So we can just square the 2, square the 3, and get 4 and 9. And then, so it's 4 times 3, or 12. Okay, so that's just going the other way. Okay, now, if you're given the equation in this form, which happens a lot, you want to put it in standard form. What we're doing is we're just going to be completing the square twice. So it's just exactly what you did with the parabola, but now we're just going to do it twice with the circle. So the same basic idea. In this case, though, we're going to just group the x's together. And we're going to group the y's together. Okay, this 1 is going to move to the other side. And we're going to complete the square twice. Might need a little more room here. On this. So over here, we're going to add 2 things. Okay, we're going to add this one to complete the square for the x's. Okay, and then we're going to have this one to complete the squares for the y. And in the end, this is the answer for that one. So we like to do 2 steps in one. So remember, take this, divide it by 2, and then square it. It goes here. So I have to write it on both sides. This one here, y might take this number, divide by 2, square it, goes there, and there. So when I add all these 3 together, I get 4. So it's the same as what we did with the parabola, but you're just doing it twice. And now, if I wanted to, I could tell you that the center is negative 1, 2, and the radius is 2. Okay, so we're going to just do this again, make sure you understand. So group the x's, and we're going to complete the square. I'm going to do that step right away. Okay, we're going to add the 11 to the other side. And we get 11, and we're going to, whatever we added here to get the x's, we're going to also add to this side, and y's to this side. So it's x plus 3, and then square it, and that's a 9. And here this is a y minus 4. Square it, you get 16. And so that is 36. And our center is negative 3, 4. And our radius is 6. Okay, so let's just try this one. X squared. There's no other x, so that kind of tells me already. I know that the x coordinate is 0. Y stays here. Subtract that 9. Okay, x squared is already a perfect square, so we are going to make this y minus 5. Squared is 25. So this is 16. So the center is 0, 5, and the radius is 4. And finally, we get to where we kick it up to Algebra 2 trig. So this is 2x squared minus 4x. I'm not going to complete the square yet, and you can see why. Okay, we'll subtract the 16 though. Okay, we're not completing the square yet because we have this 2, and we can't have a number in front, so we have to factor that out. So it's x squared minus 2x, and this is the completing the square step, plus, factor out that 2, y squared minus 8y plus, okay, and then we have the negative 16. Okay, and I ran out of room because I write big. Okay, so we're going to add here, and remember, we have to, whatever we get here, we have to multiply. So if we want to make this a box to remind us that these two numbers are not exactly the same. Okay, so to complete the square, the 2 stays there. We do x minus 1, because we take that, divide it by 2, square it 1, and then 2 times 1 is 2. And then plus 2 parentheses, y minus 4. Square it is 16. Multiply that 2 times the 16, and I get 32. So put that together, and we get something like 18. Right, I'm not asking you to find the center and the radius because at this point this is the standard form and we're good. Right, have a good day.